Hi everybody, I hope you're all well and safe. I know we are all rather unsettled, maybe a little worried, having perhaps a more difficult time than we've had in years, if ever. I'm so fully aware that it is not only my family going through it, but so many other families and so many other families going through the same or even much worse. You know, people hear and think what they want to hear or think. I think some of you will laugh when you see some of the email and DMs I receive, but be warned, you'll only laugh to prevent yourself from crying. Humor is often, in circumstances like these, not disrespectful, but a coping mechanism. Let me explain. I made a comment about young Muslim men in Britain. Nothing obnoxious, just something like when I wanted to legally immigrate to Britain, I was turned down on the basis that I was a single parent at the time. But now they are allowing people on small boats without documents to come into the country. You know, it was something like that, which I said, which is, indeed true. But I received a DM stating that I hate Muslims and suffer from Islamophobia. I absolutely hate the war in Iran, and when I learned about that school and the number of children who perished, I felt bad for days, and every now and then the thought would hit me and tears would come to my eyes. So I received messages stating that I hate Jews, that I'm anti-Semitic. Okay, and then I also hate Charles, I hate Trump, I hate Harry, I hate Meghan, and I'm jealous of Charles, I'm jealous of Camilla, I'm jealous of Catherine, I'm jealous of Meghan, let me not forget, I am so jealous of Andrew Lani. And honestly, I cannot even remember who else was mentioned that or who I am supposedly jealous of. Gee whiz, I'm so filled with hate and jealousy, it's strange that I haven't grown black wings and horns yet. Well, here is the truth on all those things and accusations. I do not hate Jews or Muslims or Christians or Hindus or Buddhists or Catholics, but I do hate murderers, rapists, sadists, PDF files, etc., etc., whether they are Jewish, Muslim, Christian, or anything else in between. And I think I need to repeat that for the people in the back row. I do not hate Jews or Muslims or Christians or Hindus or Buddhists or Catholics or anything else in between, but I do hate people who harm and kill and hurt others, be they elderly, children, animals, young people, adults. Okay? Okay. I do not hate Charles, but I certainly, sincerely, and honestly dislike him. And I've disliked him for many, many years, and as time goes by, I dislike him even more. Fortunately or unfortunately, and as difficult as it may be for you to believe, Charles, Camilla, Harry and Meghan combined do not occupy enough space in my head in order for me to hate them. As for Donald Trump, I don't hate him. I'm just very, very, very angry at him. Talk about families. My heart breaks for every family whose son or daughter, husband, brother or sister will not come back alive from this war. I'm angry at Trump for putting those families through this. And then I'm angry at him for putting the world through this. Everyone on YouTube is talking about Europe. Well, let me tell you, hunger and poverty will come to Africa first. People are already losing jobs. Prices of petrol, diesel and food have already started climbing. And I'm talking about by end of next week, we're looking at like 10 Rand per litre of petrol. It's terrible. Bread, a staple here in South Africa. The cheap bread, I'm not talking about all the fancy kind of breads, the pure old sandwich loaf went from 16 Rand something, different shops, different makes, but 16 Rand 49, 16 Rand 60, that thereabouts, to 20 Rand in supermarkets and 22 Rand in cafes. So yes, I am as mad as hell at Uncle Donny. Jealousy? I think I speak for all of us older folk who still have all our faculties, okay? At a certain age, one loses that jealousy and one can look at another woman and say, wow, she's really beautiful, or she looks really pretty today, and mean it. You stop competing with others and become far more involved and intrigued by your own little world. You try to live healthier, you start doing things like gardening, you have a hoard of books you want to read before you leave this planet, or movies you want to watch, or places you want to go. We start to treat men and women equally, and we may say something about someone's beard or someone's dress, but it's more in jest or to make conversation than real criticism, because at a certain age you actually could not give a hoot whether Susie wears her panty on her head. Well, that would be pushing it, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm sure that Yorkshire Girl, Maria, Kathy, Laura, Mary Ann, all of us over 60 will have our own uniqueness. But basically, hatred and jealousy becomes a waste of time when you reach a certain age. I don't know, guys. What do you say? Yorkshire Girl, do you agree with me? Okay, guys and girls, let's talk other news, royals included. How many of you watched Savannah Guthrie's interview with Hoda? Now, I've not watched part 2 yet because Hoda is a bit much for me and sniffing gets to me. Sorry, guys. I know it's a sad situation, but I told you before. OCD. Ask Dragon Man. He'll tell you he dare not sniff because if Gran hears him, he must go blow his nose. Anyway, it was indeed terribly sad, and Savannah's anguish and heartache is really deep and heartfelt, very real. But there is something bothering her, something she has not said out loud, but which she seems to be carrying with her every day. Poor woman. If I have time over the next few days, I'll go onto my other channel and tell you what I think, give you my analysis. Poor Nancy, the poor woman, to be 84 and to go out this way, to go through this kind of thing after living a decent, proper life. I mean, it just somehow does not feel fair to me. I think it is just all kinds of wrong. Anyway, royals, Harry and Meghan has again reached out and expressed themselves and released a statement about the legal battle between Meta, Google, and the parents of a girl called Kaylee. The court has now found that Meta and Google was negligent and ordered them to pay something like $3 million in compensation, which we all know is small change for Meta and Google. But never mind, the King and Queen of the universe called the court's decision a reckoning. Their statement further reads, "For too long, families have paid the price for platforms built with total disregard for the children they reach. We stand with every parent and young person who refused to be silenced. Today the truth has been heard and precedent has been set." Blah, blah, blah. What hypocrites, utter bloody fools. YouTube and Instagram in particular were targeted. However, at a quick glance, Meghan posted photographs or videos of her children, or which included the children, 21 times, more or less, since March last year. However, let me add what I said before. There is a magic word which sounds like this: no. Okay? Your child is 9 years old and he wants a cell phone? No. 10? No. You can play games on mine for 20 minutes at 7 o'clock tonight. 10-year-old does not need a cell phone, in my opinion. Secondly, it is parents' choice as to when a child should get a cell phone, a tablet, or a laptop. Like I said, you can say no. It is the parents' task to monitor and control screen time. But as we all know, it is a lot less trouble to blame everyone and everything else. But we won't get into that argument now. We'll leave that for some other day. The point I want to make is just that Harry and Meghan continues to reach out, continues to express and bestow their bullshit on the world, and continues to give statements like they are two messiahs whom we should follow and admire. Can't they just shut up, please? They don't need to comment on everything. They gave up their parents' network, which supposedly was going to deal with online bullying. They obviously lost interest, or whatever the case may be. They gave it up. So this no longer has anything to do with them. 2 days ago, William and Catherine stepped out to attend and witness the ceremony in which Sarah Mullally was installed as the 106th Archbishop of Canterbury. Now, I don't know Sarah Mullally, don't know much about her, but I do feel or think that her appointment was more of a liberal woke one than a maybe deserving one. Well, maybe I am completely and utterly wrong. Maybe her holiness is beyond comparison. But I doubt it, taking into account how the bishops voted in the House of Lords recently. Catherine's hair was absolutely something to behold, absolutely beautiful. But otherwise, same coat dress or coat style, neat but not exciting. And I can't say that I love the hat. The wide brim looked more like a straw hat. The brim looked more like something that belonged on the beach. In my opinion, I just didn't like it. Okay. The other thing I want to chat to you about before I run off is King Charles's health. The word is that he's not doing too good. So my question is, why is he insisting on going to America? It is my information that both his doctors and Camilla are against it. And apparently the British government is not too keen either. So why the heck is he insisting? What is the point of the visit, seeing that it has been scaled down to only about 2 meetings or events per day? Even Trump announced that the state visit will go ahead. Now, as far as I'm concerned, that is pure folly, pure stubbornness, and a matter of, you won't tell me what to do. Even in a poll in the Express, 62% of people voted no. No. Charles should not visit the United States at this time. 35% said he should, and 2% could not give a hoot. But will Charlie Boy listen to the majority? No. I will, however, tell you what real-life acquaintances, sort of friends of mine, a British couple living in South Africa, said. But before I do, let me mention that they are not huge fans of the monarchy and or of Charles. But anyway, a while ago we spoke about Charles possibly using his illness to lure Harry back, to get out of things he doesn't want to do, blah, blah, blah. I mean, we were just spitballing, joking around, nothing serious. Well, we ran into each other a couple of days ago, and after joking about a world leader possibly wearing a diaper, yes, I mean, we do have a warped sense of humor around here, okay? Well, we jumped to the 2 didgering fools visiting each other, and X, the husband, said, well, if King Charles does not go, he will concede that Charles is indeed very ill. But if he does go, then he is convinced Charles is using his illness to get his way and to do what he wants, and for people to make excuses for him for whatever he does wrong. A bit of a simplistic point of view, I think, but maybe an excellent example of how people think and what they think and feel about Charles. It appears people have very little trust in the man. Okay, guys, I still have a crazy amount of work to do. The annual arts festival starts tomorrow, and my daughter managed to secure a stall for us. Now, she's packed and ready, but I'm not. So I'll be back on Sunday. Once we are set up and unpacked, I'm coming home to take care of business here. So, guys, take care, stay safe, bye.